What's cracking, everybody? I got a good video for you right here. It's not going to take too long, but it's really going to impact you. It's going to change your life if you're open to it, if you're ready to receive this message right here. What is the number one daily non-negotiable that you must partake in every single day? What is that? I know the world and people tout all these things like journal every day, pray every day, wake up early, wake up before 5 a.m., go to the gym, hit your macros. All of those are good, but they are not the number one daily non-negotiable that you must partake in. So this is absolutely the one that will either give you energy or will take energy away from you. The non-negotiable that you should partake in daily is listening to your conscience every single day. I had to go through the same path. I was walking this life, drinking, overeating, and I always just ignored. I was not even aware to it. And that's one of the things why I say drop all vices. Please do it. It's not because I want you to just be healthy. It's because that is what drowns out God's voice and that guide. And so this is what really happens is you will be in complete peace with the world. You will not have any problems with people. You'll live a normal life. You'll drink, you'll eat, you'll enjoy life, but deep down you'll be in conflict with God. And God has his hand stretched out to you, and you're literally slapping it out the way. And your life will be way better. You might pretend and be like, yeah, it's good, like life is good. But deep down, your soul is malnourished. It's so malnourished. And that is, you can never call yourself a success if you leave this life without fulfilling your soul's purpose. That's God's purpose. Your soul is, that's where that you literally have to walk that path, or else you're not a success. So all these things you will almost like be lied to or convinced like you're doing good, but you're not, because your soul is telling you it's not. And the world will lie to you. You won't. It's completely acceptable to drink. It's completely acceptable to walk everyone's same path, but you're getting pulled to do something else, right? That's really the main point. And one topic I want to touch on real quick is, so many people struggle with like anxiety. They struggle with energy. And I'm like, that's part of the problem right there, is that you're not listening to your conscience so much. You're in conflict and you don't even know you're in conflict. That's draining. It's exhausting. So it takes discipline and it takes faith also. You have to have faith to listen to your conscience. You really have to trust it. And that's why I just say remove vices, do breath work, do all these things so you can really clearly hear that voice, and then boom, you really take that first step in and have faith and be like, here we go. Because that is the first step in walking your path. You have to know the destination. Your destiny is actually a destination. But if you don't know where your conscience is pointing you because of vices or people or conforming to people's ideas or people in general and not trying to rock the boat, you're going to live a pretty messed up life, because everybody loves you, but you don't love yourself. It's because you're not listening to that. So destiny, walking, getting to that destination requires you to hear that voice, to hear that conscience, and you will have enough energy to keep walking every single day. That's something that I tap into daily. I literally can work all day. I don't need a day off. Why is that? It's because I'm tapping into what my destiny is, and I'm listening to my conscience. The only time I get really fatigued and tired is when I don't listen. I let doubt and fear creep in, and I start listening to the world, and I start shrinking. I lived my first 3 quarters of my life shrinking, doubting. But it wasn't until I created these daily non-negotiables of listening to my conscience, waking up early, going to the gym, hitting my macros, praying, living in faith, that I started just like, man, I'm a workhorse. I will never stop. So that's what I want you to do. Try it out, test it out, see how it feels. Because somebody else's path may have worked for them. That path might not work for you because that's not your end goal. That's not your path that you should walk. So you ultimately have to listen deep down into what is really pulling at you. And I want you to know that you have to have faith in it though, because you're operating from the unseen. Most people operate from their 5 senses, what they see, hear, smell, touch, taste, all that stuff, but that's lagged. That's behind. You're already losing. You cannot do something great by operating from that way of life. You have to see your vision in your mind's eye and then follow that. True faith, it is really a verb. You get into action. You take steps. You make such big moves that you've never made, and it requires you to get on your hands and knees to pray because you're like, man, I have to. But then at the same time, you have full rest and full faith that it is going to work out because you know deep down that God's got you and you are walking the correct path. It's really the right way to live life generally. And I'm not even telling you how to live. I'm not even telling you like, all right, this is the path. I'm saying this is a general blueprint of how to live. You might go this way, you might go that way. It might look a bunch of different ways, but generally speaking, listening to your conscience, having faith and trusting it is the way. So we have to increase your capacity for faith. We have to grow your faith. I have to grow my faith. And how do you do that? How do you become a better runner? You get good at running, you run more. How do you get better at playing basketball? You shoot more, you play basketball. How do you get better at faith? You have a lifestyle that requires you to use your faith more. And that is where the rubber meets the road, where most people, they're not really exercising that. They're just like, well, I see it right here. It's going to work out. I see the plan. That's not faith. You see it already. It's already done. You don't need any faith right there. So how do you know here's the problem is that you're not trusting it. You're not having faith in your vision and all those types of things. How do I know that? It's because you're always distracted. You always lack focus. You can never just like be content with today was a solid day. And that goes in line with not listening to your conscience. So finally you're just like, fuck, like, what do I have to do next? What do I got to do next? What do I got to do next? You're always off to the next thing. That's how you know you're not in alignment. You're not in alignment at that point. How you know you're in alignment is when you live a flawless day, you listen to your conscience, you do all your daily non-negotiables, you follow your soul's purpose, God's purpose for your life, and then you can lay your head on the pillow you could be like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and be like, today was a good day. It was a solid day. I have rest. I feel like everything's going to work out. Rest is having peace. Having internal peace. That's what rest is. Rest isn't like, oh, I need 9 hours of sleep. As a matter of fact, when you have true rest and you're in peace, you'll actually work more because you have no blockages. There's nothing in your way. You're just like full steam ahead. You're expressing at that point. And that's the difference. Are you working or expressing? Are you grinding or are you creating? And so all of this stems from listening to your conscience, trusting it, having faith. And then when you do that, you can just be like, I'm good. I did what I was supposed to do today. For a lot of my life, I didn't do that. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, how did I live my whole life not doing this? How did nobody teach me this? But it wasn't until I hired a coach, a mentor, to really break down these ideas, to lead me down this path. And now this is just a continuous path where I get to explore and walk. And I know when I start veering off of this path, I know it because I get tired. I start doubting. I start hesitating. Things aren't working out. It's not easy. Life should be effortless, to be honest with you. It should not be a grind. That's a core belief of mine. And so, but this is the blueprint. It's the foundation. So that's 101 right there. The world would be a crazy better place if we just listen to our conscience. And it kind of looks like things like, you shouldn't be talking to that person, and your conscience is nagging at you, telling you over and over. You shouldn't be drinking that drink or eating that food. It's nagging at you. By the end of the damn day, you did that 18 times. No wonder you needed vacation from your life. Who would want to live in captivity like that? Nobody. No, nobody. And so I know it's a harder path at first, but it's a more peaceful path internally. I'm talking, all of this is internal. Everything I'm saying, everyone could see you and be like, oh, he has a great ass life. She has a great freaking life. She has a business. She looks good. He looks good. He has a business. Everybody likes him. But internally, you're at war and conflict with your conscience, which I would call ultimately a slice of God in a way, God guiding you. Hope this video helps. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe and comment on this if this helped you. I know you probably needed to hear this message today, so make sure you comment and share this message with other people. Let people know that this is out here. This is an encouraging word, absolutely. And if you haven't seen my morning guide, my free ebook, go ahead and download that below, and it'll just give you the rundown on how to start your mornings. But you guys have a good rest of the day or the night, and let's keep smashing. Let's go.